Hey y'all, it's Timidity. I just have to say, as a woman, you have to value yourself and actually believe yourself worthy of some things. And if they come your way, and even you think, I don't deserve this, like, who am I to ask for that? Most likely you deserve it. It came onto your path for a fucking reason. Take the opportunity and shut the fuck up. Because I will tell you, I get so tired of when women ask me for dating advice because they'll be like, oh my god, Tamia, how do you get guys to buy you jewelry or do this or do that for you? And actually, I remember I was at that some point too, but I spent like a whole summer doing intense research, and even then I had previously conservative values that luckily have changed since I was like fucking 12. But in the most part, it's really just be pretty, trust that the other person finds you pretty, and then just don't settle for less. You have to actually know what you want flat out, and then when someone offers you something that you don't want, just simply don't accept it. And then just like, yeah. And then when you come across someone who is kind of what you want, you just go, huh, hey, I want this, can you get it for me? Or, hey, can you take me here? And then if they say no, just stop talking to them. Someone will ask for advice like in depth, and I'll tell them, and they don't like what they hear. But in reality, I think that's kind of like a reflection of their like self-perception of themselves and their like perceived value. I get it. Society really tries their hardest to make women feel like shit for any single thing in their fucking lives. So trust me when I say I get it. But, you know, I'll have a friend who'll be like, oh my god, Tamia, how do you get your fuck buddies to like take you out to dinner, take you out to the movies, do fun activities with you, and text you back? Mine don't do that. And I'll be like, oh, you know, there's a lot of stuff you have to do, but, you know, you have to make sure you just set that as a boundary, as something you want from the start. Just make it clear. Like, hey, I'm looking for someone who I can get some chicken and dickin' with. And then, like, occasionally, like, go to a movie with. And then you go out with them for, like, a first date to actually get to know them for their personality and get them hooked onto you, and that's when you can start like making it clear, like, hey, I'm fun to hang out with aside from sex, and you just don't fuck them off the bat. The girl I told this did not like that. She was like, what do you mean I can't have sex with them on the first date? And I said, I mean, you can if you want to, if you do, but sadly that's just not how it usually works. It might, like, you could try it, it just might not work for you. And she was like, well, plenty of people suck dick on the first date and like can still have loving relationships and marriages that last for years. And plus, you know, I've done that with guys and they still keep in touch with me. But at the same time, girl, clearly not enough, because you're asking me how to get fuck buddies that text back and treat you to nice things. If you were really doing well in those relationships, you would have that off the bat. I think it's fucking stupid too. Trust me, I've been on dates where it was just, I would be like, hey, I'm just looking for someone just for dick. But then some dude will be like, hey, actually, you're pretty smart and interesting and funny, and not to mention beautiful. I could take you to a comedy club and pay for your dinner if you want. And it's like, oh, shit, sure. And then we went on a date. And then it'd be like, hey, so you want to have sex after? And they'd be like, sex? What do you mean? Like on the first meet? Just like that? And I'd be like, well, yeah, we are fuck buddies. Like, you don't have to if you don't want to, but I just thought that was the reason for the date. And he was like, I mean, I'm not gonna say no, but if you wanted to go home, that would have been fine. And I guess that was his way of being like, I see more to you than just sex. And also, lo and behold, we had awful sex. His cervix hit, his dick hit my cervix and it hurt. And then I was out of commission and a lot of awkward shit happened. That's a story time for another day. But yeah, it's also just good to build up that anticipation, because I've met dudes where it was like, oh, we're just trying things out, or we're just doing this, and then I'd be surprised by like what they do for me, because, you know, we weren't dating, but they knew that I wanted like certain outcomes, or just like, you know, what I would like, and they tried their best to make it happen, and I liked that. Not to slut shame y'all who fuck on first dates. I do agree that you can fuck on a first date and go well. Hell, maybe have I had an experience go well like that? I usually turn the guys into chicks, yeah. So, it depends. Everyone's different. But I will say you'll probably... Let's say the dude is a piece of shit. At least you can say, like, you can find out without fucking him. There's this one guy I went on a date with... Actually, shit, they're non-binary. I'm sorry for misgendering them, even if they were an asshole. We went on a first date, and they were, like, amazing on the first date. And then afterwards, they asked me if I wanted to go back to theirs, and I said, no thank you. Because I thought, you know, we didn't say that we were going to be fuck buddies or nothing. And then simply put, like, afterwards, they revealed themselves to be the type of motherfucker to be like, oh, you're just trying to use me, huh? And it's like, no. What? I simply went on a date and they offered to pay of their own accord, and then they got mad at me, and then claimed me for using them for money, all because I didn't want to fuck them. Funny enough, we were going to have a second date, But then they tried to pull the, ooh, why don't I just come to yours and snuggle? And I said no. And then that's when they went on their little tirade. So you'll be dodging motherfuckers like that. Because some people can only put up the charms for so long before they show their true intentions. And I just want better. And before anyone's like, Tamia, you're whorephobic. No, I'm a little whore who sucks a dick on the first dates. And I'm telling you, just be careful. Because how many first dates do you want to go through? And how many dicks do you want to go through before you're like, okay, I don't want to suck as many dicks just to like have a wonderful, peaceful connection. If a guy can handle a date with you without needing sex from you after, congratulations. That's bare minimum, but still. Also, I've given girls plenty of dating advice, like from sugar baby stuff to sex work to just normal, casual, vanilla dating. And I get so furious when they don't take advice. I used to have this one friend named Marie. Fuck her. I remember she was the type that she had so many issues. She was a massive bitch, but she was one of those lunchbox friends where it's like you only tolerated her because you had no one else around, but you didn't want to see her that much anyway. It was like a mutual frenemy thing. She hated me and I hated her. She thought, oh wow, sex with old men? Isn't that fucking disgusting? Like, I don't know how you do it. She'd be that type until she found out how much I was making. And then she was like, how much? Oh, how do you, maybe we could get into this together. Like, you know, we could afford each other's college. We can move in together, be roommates. We could get all the fine china we want and like amazing dinner plates and decorate our house like those Pinterest boards. And she was hyping it up on some like, oh, I want a MacBook. I want AirPods, this, and that. So I was like, okay, but I'm just letting you know. Like, you got to take all of my advice to the T, because I'm letting you know from like my experiences that I put myself in danger, or just didn't have a great time, or just like, I want better for you than the bad times I did have, but I also want good for you on the terms that I did have as well. Because, you know, because of the good shit that I tried my luck with, I had a lot of really nice fucking experiences, and I love them to this day. But you want to know what she did with my advice? Of like, you know, like how to dress, how to act, like basic safety procedure. She decided, oh, I'm going to wear lingerie as a shirt, and then jeans and tight fucking and tiny tall ass stiletto heels that I can barely shuffle in, and I'm gonna take 2 buses to meet this old guy at his house who says that real sugar babies don't do it for money or social gain. They do it just for their love of old men. And she went ahead and fucked some professor who has daughters older than her, all for some weed, the most mild of conversation, and half of a Subway sandwich. And she fucked him for 3 days and raided his liquor cabinets, and that's when I was like, oh, okay. And then she had the nerve to be whorephobic towards me, like, oh, he said that real sugar babies, you know, they're actually bad if they do it for like, you know, monetary status or financial gain. And I was like, bitch, that's exactly what a sugar baby is. That's what lures you in. And it's weird because you were the one saying I was disgusting for fucking old men. If you just wanted to try out fucking an old man after you went over your little hurdle, you should have let me know. That would have been amazing. I could have saved my time and energy. I had another friend, and she was like, ooh, Tamia, you gotta give me advice. I want to be like you, girl. And I gave her similar advice and stuff. Like, you know, when she'd be like, oh, why don't you do like coffee or ice cream dates? I'd be like, oh, they're just like super low effort. They're not wooing me, and it's just boring as shit. Like, I like fun. I like activities or something special. Like, a guy doesn't have to do a food date, but he does have to put in effort to make it interesting, while also having an interesting personality. And she was really like, ooh, I just want like a rich fuck buddy. Like, you know, nothing much. I don't want a date right now. I just want something nice and casual. I was like, oh, girl, I know the perfect guy for you. I have this one homie. He's rich as hell. He's desperate, has not nutted in weeks. And he's really just looking for someone physically fit, cute, good personality, just like you, to fuck. But I did let her know, like, all the red flags this guy had off the bat. I was like, this dude is racist. He is racist. And has his own, like, bullshit mental attachments, and he's fat phobic as fuck. And I told her because I didn't want her to be getting any sort of affection or attachments or, like, you know, just get lost in the sauce. Because those will fuck you over. You can't overlook red flags just because you over-fantasize a guy. Because, no, never, ever over-fantasize a man. And I did the same thing. I even told her, by the way, I told her, this is how you dress, this is how everything goes. And I basically told her the basics of just, like, look cute and have the nerve to ask for what you want, and then don't settle for things that you don't want. And then you know what she did? She showed up to the date with fucked up hair, wearing no sort of jewelry, no sort of bling, outfit fucking busted. And when he was like, let's go to a pizza place, I know this good cheap spot around the corner, she said, oh, sure, while also thinking, fuck no. And then he was like, are you sure? She was like, yeah, while thinking, fuck no. And then she went ahead on that date and then had a miserable time. And she also took my advice of, not sucking his dick all because he got you some food and to, act like you're used to dudes just doing basic chivalry, but still show gratitude. I made that clear. You want to know what she did anyway? She decided not to thank him for anything nice he did, like opening doors, didn't thank him. Getting her food, didn't thank him. Got her ice cream after, didn't thank him. And that rubbed him the wrong way because he was like, it seems like, he told me after, he was like, it seems she doesn't like me very much. She just seems kind of ungrateful and weird energy. And she didn't seem to really enjoy anything. And, as you can imagine, that was a big flaming kablamo, fire, big boom, sucky dick situation. And I was mad at her for, months after this happened. Because it's like, I cared for her and she's a nice person. But it's like, girl, your self-esteem and fear got in the way. Because it could have just been as simple as, oh, I don't want to do that. Let's go to a tiki bar instead. Or, oh, I want to do an activity. Because otherwise, he thought she was wonderful. But she fucked it up in so many ways that he was like, yeah, I don't want to see her again. And I had one other girl best friend. This one hurt a lot. Because I truly, genuinely had so much in common with her. Spiritually, mentally. But as you can expect, she did weird shit. Months into a friendship, half a year, you suddenly tell me that you're whorephobic. And that you think sex work goes against your morals. And you also ask me for dating advice and sex work advice. Oh. Out of fucking pocket. Out of fucking pocket. I loved that girl so much and she did me fucking dirty. But I will say, this is also another instance of me giving women advice and them not taking it. I told her ass. She was like, I have this guy who I'm interested in. And she told me about him and nothing about a 5'6" man, and the photos she sent me were and everything about him was and I remember she was like, ooh, I want to go on a date with him and be his girlfriend. Oh, give me advice, what should I do? Because you have so much success in relationships. Mostly. And I told her, and I was just like, okay, whatever you do, just don't have sex with him on the first date, don't meet him at his house, make sure he actually takes you on an actual for real date. Even something casual like a dinner or something sweet. You know what she did? She met him at his house, and they cuddled, and then 10 minutes into, Dragon Ball Z or some fuck-ass anime, yeah, you know what happened. And it's like this, you gotta go on dates so that you can, learn about their personality and, inconsistencies and vet him. And also, shit, I just remembered this as I'm recording. She told me in advance that she thought this man was a narcissist. She was like, yeah, everything about this man sounds narcissistic. He claims that he fought his ex, but that he wasn't in the wrong. And he's acting like such a soft boy, but he's really showing, narcissistic and abusive tendencies. And she was smart enough to recognize that. But she was not smart enough to actually go, she saw a blatant narcissist. And wins, I'm going to still pursue this anyway. Not to say I haven't fumbled that way. Trust me! I have. Look me in the eyes. That is why I made it very clear for her not to do it. That's a hard lesson that you do not want to learn. But then again, I'm a hypocrite because, the dude I'm seeing right now, no, he has never, has he? I'm gonna hold my tongue and just say mistakes happen and sometimes people can change and grow, and I see that she wanted to give him the chance. But at the same time, I don't fucking see why. The dude blatantly was like, hey, I got into a fight with my ex last week, and I'm still in love with her. By the way, girl, come to my house so we can watch anime and chill as a date at my house. What's the wooing? What's the interest? There's no getting to know each other. There's no wooing. There's not even food. You fucked him for 10 minutes of Crunchyroll. I don't like that. And also, you gotta vet these dudes before you fuck them. That's the importance of, going on a date or a few dates with them before you actually start, a friends with benefits arrangement. Because, hey, some of these niggas change their minds and decide that they're in love with you. Which also annoys the fuck out of me. I hate when men go, oh, yes, I know you wanted absolutely no romantic connection with me whatsoever, but I'm going to try and woo you and convince you of a relationship anyway. But the second you do something that I don't like or perceive as unfeminine or blah, 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 I'm gonna dog you out. And then just pull the, oh, you didn't want a relationship. Like, you know, niggas do that. Trust me, I know. So all of my advice is really like, a nigga can fuck you over this way or that way, but just get what you can from them for the most part, and just like don't fall into traps that are like don't walk into bear traps. Don't do it. You deserve better than to just meet a dude at his house and fuck him. You deserve better than to split a bill. You deserve better than, like, what? You're gonna split a bill and get mistreated, and then it's like, congratulations, you basically paid to be disrespected. Baby, how you feel? And then, as you can imagine, their relationship went to shit because she saw a narcissist who absolutely did not change in any single way and just put the charms on her. She fucked him. They started dating. And, you know, I will give it to her. Later on, he did start giving her shit, which was like, okay, thank God. I still am hesitant because this nigga sounds funky as hell. But, you know, I'm not going to say I told you so, but I will secretly think, why the fuck did she do that? So I kind of... But then later on, guess what? He started cheating, and then next thing you know, a very, very slippery slope of events happened where suddenly she was paying for his dinner to audition to be for his side chick. She was taking him out for pizza and paying for his food and smiling in his face, trying to look good and sexy. Meanwhile, he's staring at his phone, texting his main bitch, eating the food, and then leaving, not giving her any sort of dick or attention or validation that she wanted. So the core root of it is, between all these women, is low self-esteem and not seeing yourself as worth more. And that's terrifying. That shit... Sorry, I look good from this. Let me... I was just like, oh, okay. The earrings match the necklace, because it's a matching set, which matches the shirt and matches the scarf. Sorry. But yeah, that is a moment of high self-esteem. Me being like, ooh, I look so fucking good that I gotta pause my topic just to take a little sexy selfie. Hell, that's the reason I made this video. I was like, I look too damn good. Let me talk about some shit. But yeah, moral of the story, have fucking high self-esteem and value in yourself, because people can sniff that shit out from a mile away. And I might make another video on this, because I mean it. I want to see more videos of women getting roses and their names tattooed on stupid fucking men. And I want that for a lot of fucking women. So yeah, just see yourself as worth it and go for your goals. And also don't prioritize a man as your only focus in life. If anything, with the way their weird little brains work, with their reverse psychology of, oh, this woman doesn't like me, I must like her more and pursue her. Oh, she likes me. Ew. Like, you'd be surprised how many men have that mindset. And so if you actually are just like, hey, I'm pretty, but I'm also focused on my goals and living my best life, then you'll repel certain men, attract certain weirdos, but also sometimes attract genuine men who are actually, like, motivated and happy for you and love your ambition in life. And I don't know, I just want the best. I want the best. Where even if you decide to entertain the sickos, at least you get the best outcome. Like, you know, you have fun dating experiences and stories to tell on your YouTube channel. And then even if you go for the men who actually want to be like, you know, you want to love and kiss on and marry, then hey, you can have that. I don't know. So just, yeah. Alright, peace out. Love you. Mwah. Have a good day. Looks so good. Here's a few extra seconds. A few extra seconds into me of being glam. Look at that body, man. Sorry. Ah, nice. Okay.